Super Smash Bros. Is dangerous, but you're in luck because I'm here to keep you safe. Today we'll be examining every stage in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and ranking them based on their level of safety. And to help me out, I've been assigned a new safety partner named Randy. Apparently all he knows how to do is completely random actions. Anyways, let's begin with the first stage, Battlefield. Okay, so right away I'm noticing that we're very high in the sky with some unsafe edges on the sides here. But what do you think, Randy? All right, 7.5 out of 10. Next, we've got Small Battlefield, which is slightly smaller and as a result, slightly more dangerous. And there goes Randy, 7.3 out of 10. Then there's Big Battlefield, which is the biggest and safest version of the three. It's so safe that it's almost been an entire minute and Randy hasn't even jumped off yet. 7.9 out of 10. Over to Final Destination, where the stage itself isn't too different compared to the battlefields. Is that a bowling ball? Where did you even get that? But anyways, the amount of dark vortexes and alternate dimensions we pass through here doesn't scream safe to me. 5 out of 10. Next, we've got Peach's Castle, which is also very high up in the sky, but this one also has some unique safety violations. We've got some oddly misshapen bridges, constantly retracting stone bridge, and okay, who thought putting this here was a good idea? 5.9 out of 10. Here we are now at Congo Jungle. Okay, that didn't take long. Anyways, we've got these rotating elevator platforms, but they move slow enough where it's not a major safety concern. What is concerning is the endless dark void below here, but at least there's a barrel to shoot you back up as an emergency measure. 7 out of 10. All right, Hyrule Castle. While we are really high up at the top of the castle, at least we've got a pretty big rooftop area. These steps up here are a bit too unsafe for my liking, but overall, this place could be a lot worse. Oh, there's a tornado. Okay then. This one gets a 6.6 out of 10. Onto Super Happy Tree, which appears to be made out of cardboard, so that's nice. We've also got these cloud platforms here, but they actually disappear pretty quickly, but that's okay because yeah, hello? I'd like to report some workplace misconduct. 7.4 out of 10. Next up is Dreamland. There's really nothing overly dangerous here except for how high up we are and maybe this tree guy who blows wind at you, but never enough to actually push you off the stage. 7.2 out of 10. Next up, we've got Asphalt Legends Unite, today's sponsor. Asphalt Legends Unite is a free-to-play, action-packed arcade racing game available now. So let's take a look at the brand new Singapore track and see how safe it is here. Okay, so right away, I'm noticing the lighting here is super bright and colorful, so that's great for visibility. You do end up driving through an amusement park and an aquarium, but overall, I definitely recommend checking this place out. Just be careful if you're driving at high speeds like me, and watch out for other drivers. Speaking of which, where did Randy go? Oh, there he is. Anyways, a great thing about Asphalt Legends Unite is that it's got fully cross-platform multiplayer and it's available everywhere. We're talking PS5 and 4, Xbox, PC, mobile, and available soon on the Switch. You can truly play with anyone, anytime, on any device. Blender not confirmed. And if you've already played a bunch of Asphalt 9 Legends, you're in luck because all of your progress will automatically carry over. So download and start playing Asphalt Legends Unite today by using the link in the description. Uh-oh, Randy's back. Now back to the Smash safety inspections with Saffron City. Right away, I'm not liking these platform propellers being so close to my body. So with that in mind, I'm gonna give this one a 4.9 out of 10. All right, Mushroom Kingdom. Looks like we've got a pulley elevator in the middle here. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna need to talk to whoever built this thing. But besides that, the only other unsafe thing here is this piranha-infested pipe network. And Randy, 6.9 out of 10. Here we are now at Princess Peach's Castle. We've got some moving platforms that take you a bit high for my liking. There's also some unsafe edges here, but the drop into the water below doesn't seem to be too bad. Yeah, overall, I'd say this is a pretty safe stage. What is that? 4.7 out of 10. Up to a small aircraft very high in the sky now. We've got some dangerous propellers in the back, and oh, it looks like we're actually going to be coming to a stop here. Randy, please, I'm just trying to get off the ship. All right, now I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this random obstacle course thousands of feet in the air is dangerous. 4 out of 10. Over to Congo Falls, where all we've got to keep us from falling into these rapids is this rickety log platform. I guess there's also this barrel here as a small safety measure. That's not quite how you use that though, Randy. 5.9 out of 10. Next up is Jungle Japes, where it appears we're trespassing on some private property. Now, we've got another rapid river situation here, but if you happen to fall in, you're actually able to jump out if you're quick enough. But the issue is that this water is also infested with aggressive baby alligators, so that brings the stage down to a 6 out of 10. All right, here we are now at Great Bay. This place seems pretty normal to me. Oh, except for this giant turtle. Okay, he seems pretty friendly at least. Wow, Randy, that was uncalled for. Oh, come on, now you made him leave. But yeah, this stage is actually very safe as long as you know how to swim. 9.1 out of 10. Okay, so Temple is a huge stage. The only thing you really have to worry about here is falling off the edges. But since this area is so big, that's gonna be very difficult to do. 7.8 out of 10. Onto some alien cave now, filled with a mysterious yellow liquid. Look, I don't want to know what that is, but I know for a fact that it's not safe. Okay, yeah, this is a dangerous stage. 3.3 out of 10. Next up is Yoshi's Island, and I gotta say, I don't really trust the structural integrity of these blocks here. That is why. But besides that and an unsafe drop on the left, this place isn't too bad. 6.8 out of 10. Yoshi's Story, meanwhile, is made of wool and cardboard, and we've even got a safety elephant in the back. 8.3 out of 10. Here we are now at the Fountain of Dreams. While it is beautiful up here, I'm a bit concerned about the water making these surfaces slippery. And with how high up we are, I'm gonna give this place a 6.6 out of 10. Over to Green Greens now, where we've got some blocks covering up the unsafe gaps here, which is nice. What's not nice is how some of them explode. We've also got another gusty tree, but he does drop some giant apples occasionally, so bonus points for being a healthy stage. 6 out of 10. All right, Corneria. So while the ship itself is moving rather slowly over the water here, it's everything else surrounding it that makes this stage dangerous. We've got fiery exhaust in the back, we've got lasers in the front, and the occasional visitor shooting at us. 4.4 out of 10. We're staying on the Great Fox in Venom now, and this one is even more dangerous. We're confined to standing on just the wings this time, and we're still being shot at. And it looks like we've got a bunch of lava below us, which Randy is on his way to investigate. 3.2 out of 10. Pokemon Stadium seems like a pretty standard stage to me. Oh, wait, it looks like it's changing now. And okay, everything is on fire. Yeah, this isn't very safe. 5.6 out of 10. At first glance, on it just seems like an ordinary safe town, and I was close to giving this one a great score until I realized how insane all of the drivers are here. I don't know how, but literally every car that passes by drives over this sidewalk, almost like they're trying to hit us. 5.8 out of 10. Over to Mushroom Kingdom 2, where we've got these dangerous gaps here that head down a waterfall. We've also got a bird flying around on a magic carpet and this pink dinosaur. Hello, I'm just here for the safety inspection. What the? Was that an egg? 6.3 out of 10. Okay, yeah. I don't think I need to explain why this one isn't safe. 1 out of 10. Here's a free safety tip for you guys. Don't try to stand on top of race cars going hundreds of miles per hour. Basically, don't be like Randy. 3.7 out of 10. Onto Fourside now, where we are way up high on top of some skyscrapers with lots of dangerous gaps in between. And that is a UFO. Okay, I mean, it's not really doing anything, but the fact that aliens exist here brings this to a 5.4 out of 10. Next up, we've got a beautiful tour of Delfino Plaza, but is it safe? Sometimes we're on safe ground by the water. Other times we're way up in the sky on a fast-moving platform plane. There are more dangerous stages out there though. 6.1 out of 10. Here we are now in some kind of a post-apocalyptic World 1-1. While it is dry and dusty, this stage is actually quite safe. You just gotta watch out for a couple of pits here and there, but otherwise this is a nice stroll through a deserted wasteland. 8.9 out of 10. Over to Figure 8 Circuit, where it can definitely be a little dangerous, but as long as you can stay off the track and avoid the race cars, you'll be just fine. 5.4 out of 10. WarioWare is a weird one. We're in a bizarro alternate dimension where we're forced to carry out random, usually dangerous tasks for some omnipotent overlord. But what do you think, Randy? 4.8 out of 10. Onto the Bridge of Eldin, which is honestly a pretty nice bridge. It's super long and you don't have to worry about falling off. Whoa, what the? Wait, Randy, stop, no. 4.8 out of 10. Next up is Norfair, and I'm just gonna stay up here while Randy inspects the lava over there. Okay, Randy, you might want to stand in this safety pod now. Okay, 1.5 out of 10. All right, finally a Metroid stage without some kind of lava. Now there is a giant alien bug thing right behind us, but who knows? Maybe he's friendly. Besides the occasional power outage and gravity swap, this place actually isn't too bad. 5.3 out of 10. Yoshi's Island's main platform is okay safety-wise. It's just everything else that's kind of creeping me out here. You got goop monsters, the quick changing seasons, and these hungry looking guys off to the side. I'm gonna give this one a 6.5 out of 10. Okay, while I do appreciate a good warning message, I don't appreciate being propelled into the sky against my will. I also don't appreciate being shot at with giant exploding cannonballs. So Randy, you're gonna wanna dodge soon. Oh, wow. He actually avoided it. Oh, okay, never mind. 3.1 out of 10. All right, Lilat Cruise. So even if we ignore the whole, suffocating from being in outer space thing, the amount of lasers, meteors, and explosions happening around us, all while on a tiny tilting ship, makes this place extremely dangerous. 2.1 out of 10. Pokemon Stadium 2 is very similar to the first one in terms of layout and how it transforms. This time though, there's no burning house, and instead we have transformations that actually encourage good cardio and even help with safe landing from big drops. 6.3 out of 10. Onto Port Town Aero Drive, and this is another high-speed danger zone. Good work checking the ground level over there, Randy. But yeah, all of the zooming cars make this a dangerous stage. 3.8 out of 10. Okay, over to what appears to be a castle siege here at, what's the name of this stage again? Right. But yeah, this stage is pretty small and has a big drop down to a battlefield. If only we could, I don't know, be teleported inside somewhere safe. Whoa. Okay, yeah, so this place is much safer. Now, just as long as we aren't teleported again into like some kind of a cave filled with lava, we should be good. Oh no, 4.5 out of 10. Over to Distant Planet, where we've got a dangerous looking slope and some flimsy looking vines and leaves. Oh, hello there. Surely you wouldn't be trying to eat us, right? Oh, careful, Randy. That's probably going to be very slippery in the rain. Okay, 4.6 out of 10. All right, Smashville. Looks like we've got some people up here with us. Now, I would have appreciated some of those safety ropes and fences on our side of the platform here, but overall, this is a pretty safe stage. 7.7 out of 10. Here we are now at New Pork City. This is a bit of a weird one. We are dangerously high in the sky, but this stage is actually quite big with a lot of platforms, so it's not the worst situation to be in. What the heck is that? Wait, is that a duck? Oh. Okay, well, that's not very safe. 4.7 out of 10. Okay, so the surfaces here are very slippery, so be careful, Randy. Right. Yeah, so this is not very safe. Oh, this guy looks kind of friendly, though. That guy doesn't, though. 3.7 out of 10. Up to the heavens now, where we've got some platforms on top of clouds. Now, these platforms don't seem the most sturdy, but honestly, these clouds are sturdy enough on their own. Yep, thanks for helping me demonstrate that, Randy. 7.5 out of 10. Over to Shadow Moses Island, where we are inside a very safe building here. Now, these pillars don't look the most sturdy, but compared to some of these other stages, this is like being in a children's playpen. And there's a giant mechasaur. Honestly, though, he doesn't really do anything. I think he might actually be friendly. See, he even fixes the wall that he broke. 8 out of 10. Okay, so I've heard stories that this mansion might be haunted. From what I can tell, though, it just looks like a pretty normal, safe house to me. Now, you do have to be careful around the outside. Okay, I guess it's not as safe as I thought. 5 out of 10. Next, we've got Pirate Ship, and I gotta say, for a pirate ship, this area seems pretty safe to me. You got some nice calm waters, an extra safety boat, and bombs are being shot at us. You know, on second thought, maybe this isn't a very safe stage. 4.1 out of 10. All right, this place doesn't look too bad. Just gotta be careful around the edges and, oh, who is this guy? I hope he's nice. That does not look good. 4 out of 10. Here we are inside of an arcade game now. Randy, I don't think you want to attack that giant ape over there. Oh no, he made him mad. Ow. 5.7 out of 10. Okay, let's inspect another arcade game while we're at it. And right away, this one looks a lot safer. The only thing we need to worry about are some turtles and crabs, but that's pretty much the only unsafe thing here. 8.1 out of 10. Moving on from the arcade games and onto, whatever this is. We got some leaves, some water, and bouncy musical balls. I mean, I guess this is pretty safe. 6.8 out of 10. Onto Green Hill Zone, where on the surface, it looks like a perfectly safe stage until you realize that you can completely destroy the ground underneath you, leaving a dangerous gap that you can potentially fall in. Case in point, 6.5 out of 10. Over to 3D Land, where again, it seems pretty tame early on, but the danger levels ramp up very quickly here. One moment you're taking a nice stroll on some grass, and then all of a sudden you're dodging rocks and spiky pillars on flying platforms. 4.3 out of 10. Okay, so not only is Golden Plains incredibly safe, but there's also infinite money for you to collect. If it weren't for this unsafe gap here, this could have gotten a perfect score. 9.7 out of 10. Paper Mario is another one that starts out relatively safe, but escalates very quickly. After a while, we're taken on a paper boat with giant paper sea creatures nearby, and then taken to a fiery paper Bowser castle in the sky. This one gets a 4.4 out of 10. Onto Gerudo Valley, where the main unsafe thing here is this unstable bridge that's easily broken. Oh, and also evil magical witches, I guess. Yeah, that doesn't look very safe. 4.5 out of 10. Okay, Randy, as long as we stay on this train, we should be safe. Okay, so I would say train rides are generally safe, but not when it's constantly detaching and being attacked by a mini drill train. 4.1 out of 10. Over to Dreamland Game Boy, where other than this bright yellow-green screen causing damage to your eyes, this is overall a pretty safe stage, ignoring the fact that you're stuck inside of a Game Boy. 8.8 out of 10. Next, we've got Unova Pokemon League, where right away, I'm not a fan of these unsafe edges. I'd ideally want to see some kind of a, I don't know, safety ladder on either side here. Oh my goodness, it's a safety Christmas miracle. Wait, what's that Pokemon doing? Ah, okay, maybe the safety ladders aren't enough to give this one a good score. 3.8 out of 10. Onto Prism Tower, where we start off safely on the ground, but that quickly changes. I do appreciate the black and yellow caution markings here though. 6.2 out of 10. Here we are now at a very pixelated racetrack. Again, I don't recommend standing on anything moving hundreds of miles per hour. Randy, please don't throw bowling balls at the race cars. 3.9 out of 10. Over to Magic Cant. And I gotta say, these cotton candy clouds seem pretty sturdy. We're still high up in the sky though, and what is that bird person? Ah, sir, please, I'm just here for the safety inspection. 4.9 out of 10. Okay, so this arena is pretty wide, but we've still got some unsafe edges leading down to an endless dark pit. But besides some randomly spawning pillars and platforms, this stage is on the safer side. 7.6 out of 10. All right, so this place is called Reset Bomb Forest. Now, I'm not really seeing any forests, but I am seeing some bombs in the background. Oh, and a giant holographic girl. Yep, definitely got plenty of bombs. And oh, okay, this must be the forest. You know, any place that has giant flying spiky skeleton fish though, I'm gonna consider pretty unsafe. 4.3 out of 10. Next up, we've got the lovely Tortimer Island. This place is definitely on the safer side, but there are some pretty dangerous things you gotta look out for. First of all, this is shark territory, so you don't want to swim out too far. Also, I don't know what kind of fruit they're growing here, but some of them explode, so be careful what you eat here. 7.9 out of 10. Over to Balloon Fight, where there are no balloons, but there is water here. Filled with man-eating fish, I guess. So yeah, you're gonna want to avoid that and the occasional lightning sparks here. 5.8 out of 10. Onto Living Room, where it appears we've been shrunk. Now, don't get me wrong, I love cats, but I also know they enjoy hunting small creatures, so I don't feel very safe right now. There's also random falling blocks, shoes, and burgers. This stage gets a 6.4 out of 10. Okay, this place is called Find Me. And, you know, I think I found them. I don't know why you're in a cage, but I guess I'll help you out. Oh. Randy, maybe you should stay away from that celestial dragon. 3.4 out of 10. All right, Tomodachi life. And, oh, hey, Randy, your cousin lives here? Anyways, this building really needs to think about, you know, building outside walls. Besides that, I suppose it's not too dangerous here. 7 out of 10. Next up is PictoChat 2, and it looks like this is a place where sketches are made, so it doesn't sound like there will be anything too dangerous here. Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna give this one a 6.4 out of 10. Over to Mushroom Kingdom U. We've got the usual unsafe edges here, but overall, this is looking pretty safe. Maybe even too safe. Yep, okay, of course there are giant falling icicles here, but that's not all because we're also teleported into a furnace and onto a very unstable looking rock with a weird rabbit guy. And there goes Randy. 4.4 out of 10. Let's head up to space now, where we're on a little planet here. Now, I'm not a scientist, but I'm gonna assume that there's oxygen here given all the greenery. This is actually a very safe stage. 9.8 out of 10. Onto Mario Circuit, and just like the F-Zero stages, it's never a good idea to stand around a high-speed raceway. Also, this anti-gravity track can be super disorienting, making this platform even less safe. See, Randy must have been dizzy. 4.2 out of 10. Up to Skyloft now, and while this place is very peaceful, I don't know whose idea it was to zoom us around in the air at Mach speeds. But yeah, this stage is pretty safe outside of that when we're actually, you know, on the ground. So I'll give it a 6.1 out of 10. Wow, okay, there is a lot to take in here, and most of it is not good. I see way more lava than I would ever want to see in my lifetime. We've also got spikes and, minecarts. 2.7 out of 10. Over to Kalos Pokemon League, and while this platform is pretty big, it's not big enough to provide any safety for the variety of sadistic transformations that take place here. 3 out of 10. Here we are inside of a Coliseum now, with plenty of safety enthusiasts looking on from the crowd. So we've got some mechanical platforms that rise up occasionally, and they can get pretty high, so you gotta watch your step. But overall, this is a very safe stage. 9.3 out of 10. Next, we've got Flat Zone X, and this is an interesting one. We've got paramedics saving people from attempting to save people from a burning building. We've got police officers keeping an absolute psychopath locked up. There is this one area with an oil spill and some dangerous falling tools, but other than that, this is one of the safer stages for sure. 9 out of 10. Onto Palutena's Temple, which is another massive stage. Unlike the Great Cave Offensive though, this one has a lot less danger. There is still an unnecessary amount of spikes and unsafe gaps between platforms, but you can stay quite safe as long as you stay in the middle away from those. 7.8 out of 10. Over to Gamer, and I already don't feel safe. I wouldn't say this is the most dangerous stage we've seen, but it's definitely the creepiest. I don't want to know what happens if that woman sees us here. Okay, Randy's not afraid, I guess. 5.6 out of 10. All right, Garden of Hope. What do we have going on here? Oh, you know, I'll just go ahead and let this happen. It actually feels pretty safe. Randy, just let me know if anything dangerous shows. Like a giant crab bug, for example. That would have been nice to know. 5.2 out of 10. Town and City is actually a pretty safe one. Okay, maybe not for Randy though, but besides some unsafe edges, moving platforms, and the occasional stray balloon, there's not much to worry about here. 7.7 out of 10. We Fit Studio is another one that's quite safe. The only thing you gotta look out for are these platforms randomly flying away, but if you stay on the ground, you'll be perfectly safe. 9.2 out of 10. Over to Boxing Ring, where we've got another safe, enclosed, grounded area. That being said, I am a bit concerned about this light fixture up here. Randy, be careful up there. That looks dangerous. Oh no. How did you even get hired for this job? 8.1 out of 10. Onto Gower Plain, where we've got a pretty big gap in the middle here, leading to a dangerous fall. But as long as you stay towards the edges up here, you should be pretty safe. And there's a giant mech. But who knows? I don't want to judge. Maybe it's friendly. Okay, 3 out of 10. Hey, this place is pretty nice. We do have some unsafe edges leading to an endless dark void, but hey, at least we've got ducks. Randy, you know, I'm getting used to you hitting me at this point, but please leave the ducks out of this. 7.1 out of 10. Next, we've got Wrecking Crew, and I'm already not liking the look of this. Randy, please try to be careful around those bombs. Okay. Yeah, so with the building exploding and having a severe lack of walls, this one gets a 4.5 out of 10. Okay, so it appears that I am now stuck on top of a small moving plane with an absolute psychopath. I'm just gonna come out and say that this is not safe. 4.6 out of 10. All right, over to Woohoo Island, where again, we are flown around high in the sky. But even when we land, we're not much safer. For some reason, whoever designed this island tour decided it would be a good idea to drop us off on a narrow cliff edge, a bridge that's falling apart, and at the top of an active volcano. 4.2 out of 10. Okay, Windy Hill Zone. I don't know if I'd classify this little patch of grass as a zone, but regardless, we're high up in the sky, and the only safety measures I see here are these bumper pads, which don't seem to do much. 6.9 out of 10. Onto Wily Castle, where immediately we've got some platforms with dangerous exposed fire here. Oh. Hello there. Are you a safety enthusiast by any chance? I guess that's a no. 3.4 out of 10. Here we are now inside of MS Paint. I mean, Pac-Land. So far, I don't see anything too dangerous, aside from maybe these malfunctioning fire hydrants. Oh, this is a strange door. Doesn't look like it does anything though. Oh, right. Okay, this path backwards to the beginning is extremely dangerous. 5.2 out of 10. Over to Super Mario Maker, where we've got a couple platforms on the left here. Okay, you know what, Randy? I brought my own bowling ball this time. Anyways, this treadmill actually helps mitigate the unsafe edge on the right here. 8.2 out of 10. Next, we've got Suzaku Castle. The main unsafe thing here is the big gap between these platforms, but if you just stay on the right side here, the stage is actually pretty safe. 7.3 out of 10. Here we are now in Midgar. While we are high up in the sky, this stage doesn't strike me as overly dangerous. Oh, what's this orb? Let's see what it does. Oh, thanks for checking that out over there, Randy. 2.9 out of 10. All right, it appears we are now on a clock tower falling from the highest mountain in the universe. We've got a lot of falling debris and some not so friendly looking creatures all around. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a 3.5 out of 10. On to New Donk City Hall, where we've had reports of musicians being stuck on flying platforms. So let's go check that out. I don't like how dangerous this elevator up the building is, but at least we were able to save the musicians. Except for the guitarist. 6.2 out of 10. Over to another tall building now, so let's be careful not to... You know, despite the obvious safety violations, this place isn't as bad as a lot of other stages. Oh, sir, that doesn't look very safe. Be careful back there. I'll give this place a 5.7 out of 10. All right, now this place is called Moray Towers, but it's really just a bunch of unsafe ramps that go nowhere, except for a long fall down to the surface. This one gets a 5.5 out of 10. Let's just hope we can get back onto safe ground with the next stage. Okay, so we are inside of a building at least, but we are still high in the sky, and I wouldn't say I necessarily feel safe inside here. 5.3 out of 10. On to Mementos now, and it looks like this stage is covered in some kind of a wet pink paint. I don't like that in combination with these unsafe edges and, flying trains. 5.5 out of 10. Here we are now at Yggdrasil Zalter. Definitely butchered that one. And it looks like another unsafe flying platform situation. This time with giant flying whales nearby. Maybe I'll be safer on this smaller platform here. 5.1 out of 10. Next up, we've got Spiral Mountain, and it looks like this is a pretty small stage. One positive is that we can actually see the ground this time. The downside is that there's a crazy witch flying around, so that's not ideal. 6.7 out of 10. Okay, now this is what I'm talking about. We're on the ground here inside of a football stadium filled with a crowd of safety fans. No unsafe edges, no dangerous obstacles, no giant mechs or monsters. King of Fighters Stadium gets the first ever perfect safety score. 10 out of 10. Over to Garrig Mach Monastery, and this looks like another very safe stage. Could we possibly get 2 perfect scores in a row? Okay, never mind. Now, even though we are propelled way up into the sky every minute or so, the different locations we're taken to are all perfectly safe. So I'll still give this place an 8.4 out of 10. All right, Spring Stadium. We've got the classic unsafe edge over a bottomless pit situation here. We've also got these springboards that launch you dangerously high in the air. But despite all that, there are definitely worse stages out there. 6.7 out of 10. For example, Minecraft World. Just kidding, this place is actually pretty safe. I just wish we were on the ground instead of on top of this tall block mountain. At least I've got this house here to keep me safe. Now, come on, Randy. 8 out of 10. Onto the Northern Cave, where we make our way into a crater filled with floating rocks and a bunch of mysterious green energy that may or may not be radioactive. Yeah, I'm not sure how it can get much more dangerous than this. Right, 2.5 out of 10. Up to the skies now, where we are riding along the clouds on a talking dragon? I mean, at least he seems friendly. Randy, come on, don't throw bowling balls at our new friend. 5.1 out of 10. Next, we've got Mishima Dojo, and I'm liking what I'm seeing. We're inside of a fully confined, safe-looking building here. The only thing that's keeping me from giving this a perfect score is that these walls don't look the sturdiest, and I'm not sure what's on the other side of... Okay, well that answers that question. Still, this is one of the safest stages. 9.5 out of 10. And finally, for our final stage, we've got Hollow Bastion. And as we make our way towards this castle of symmetrical light and darkness, I can't help but think about this entire safety journey, partnered with the physical embodiment of pure danger. And it makes me think, maybe a little bit of danger in our lives can be a good thing. Nope, forget that. I'm done with this guy. 5.1 out of 10. And for the final results, here's every Smash Bros. Ultimate stage ranked from least safe to most safe. This was by far the longest video that I've ever made, so the fact that you're still here means so much. But if you're looking for a way to support me even more, I've got a Patreon that I'll put on screen somewhere, probably here. I do monthly update posts and video sneak peeks there, so if that's the kind of stuff that you're into, definitely check it out. But again, even just watching to this point in the video makes you an absolute legend, so thank you. All right, I'm just gonna